Good evening. Happy Tuesday. Trying some new settings in my streaming software today. Things are looking stable so far. I'm also playing with my microphone positioning. It's right in the middle of my screen, so I might get sick of it and have to move it again, but normally I've got it kind of up above. But I feel like it does something weird with the camera because it likes to get in the way of my face, so I'm going to try it down here and see if that's viable. Otherwise, it's all about the screen positioning. Oh, I couldn't even see my ships there. I saw the attack incoming and I was like, what's incoming? One of the things I keep on forgetting right now is I keep on forgetting to set the building upgrades. So like my primary ship gets to about half health and I'm like, oh. Yeah, adding the buffs onto the building. So I ended up I don't even know, like 7 or 8 rounds, maybe even more than that before I set the buffs on the building. I was like, oh, that might prevent me from getting to the end round. I put a little bit of effort into some of that. Go kill Klingons while you hold the node. Yeah, I did that already earlier. I was knocked down a bunch of them. I did 3 or 4 hulls with my cube. I got most of the I got all the stuff that I need done here with the Outpost Champion event. And Chronicle of the Ascendant. I got a little bit of effort into this thing today. I hit the button for Operation 70, so I was able to get a bunch of points put up in there, but I have favors saved up for the Augment Exiles, so I can go through and do Wrath credits to hopefully finish out this one, because I have a bunch of favors that I can redeem. And then regular outpost events is just a matter of getting the upgrade things. Haven't done anything today. Well, there's plenty of time to do stuff yet. We have the damage event that's still running. We have an upgrade event for upgrading the building. It's a heroic, so it's gonna be tough to even hit that first milestone. I had quite a bit of stuff saved up. Let's see. Control upgrade SLB, so that's upgrading the building still. I'm doing pretty decently on that one, so that means I did a pretty decent job of saving that stuff up at least. Outpost Defender, holding the outpost and then defeating the wave hostiles. So we're just going to continue up with that. Obviously, this has been like 3 hours that I've been holding back this wave because we're at like halfway point now. I tried to time it so that it would be about done on stream. Chaos Tech upgrade. I upgraded something a little bit just to put some points on the board for this. Let's see. I'm not getting any of the prime stuff. New missions. I did my accused trials already earlier today, so I'm gonna focus on getting through to the Ascendant events right now, and then I'm gonna be doing probably some exile grinding and maybe some other points to try to get some extra damage points right now. I work right now, but I'll pull up with my crew for your next stream. Any crew suggestions are always appreciated. Yeah, if you want to, you can just join my Discord and give me a thing on there. We might have an officers channel. If not, then I can definitely create one. All right, so I'm gonna start into Augment Exiles. So I'm gonna need some of the epic splicers for my next redemption tomorrow, because I've got nothing even close to enough. Question I have. All right, shoot. Go ahead and shoot Jimmy. Are you another person trying to rush to 70? No. I am. I've been playing this game for 6 years, so I am almost at 70. But it's not a rush, because I've been in G6 as long as G6 has been around. I mean, I could literally hit the button and be 70 right now, but I'm not pushing that along because I don't have the materials to keep on pushing past to the shipyard. And if I can't get to shipyard 70, I'm not overly anxious to just push the button to have the ops level. Starting to despise people who go higher ops, but they don't do the rest of the stuff needed to be a decent at 70 ops. I mean, I've skipped a few things, but my goal is to kind of circle back and start hitting some of that stuff. It's kind of like it's my camping level. I'm going to be camping at 70 to do some catch up, but I mean, pretty much all my G5 research is complete, I think, at this point, or anything worth a while. G6, I've been selective. There's a lot of things in there that I don't feel carry a lot of value. So I've just been holding off a little bit.
I'm glad you brought your friend.
Tibbs, thank you for the raid.
Watch it go down. Watch it go down. I got mine too.
Oh no.
So welcome to my house. Welcome to my house.
I'm using a different chat browser right now. Hello, Raiders. Welcome in. I'm Cottontail. I am we'll call it an up and coming streamer of sorts. I've been streaming for a little over 6 months and just kind of around playing the game and everything. Star Trek Fleet Command is one of my passions. I've been playing it for about 6 years now. And yeah, I just
Here's a thought for someone. If clouds are just water vapor, does that mean rain is the sky's way of having a good cry while reading a sad book? Imagine their tears watering the flowers and giving them deep conversational skills about life's struggle.
Thank you for the redemption. Who do we have come in? Minnie Mabel, hello. The Sniper, Major Samo, hello. Moon 13th. Ooh, that one's a tricky one. Is it Moon 13th or is it Moonlith? Minnie Mabel, George. Maximus Bull, how are you guys doing tonight? Moon 13th, perfect. I just the double zeros kind of threw me because it has the you like the letter attributions or whatever. And thank you for the follow, Rusty and Moon. Thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, so I was just getting ready to do some of the favors for the Ascendant event. I've been kind of hanging on to a few of the Wrath credits here to try to get that saved up for this event. I think I've got all the building ones done. The building ones are kind of important. The accelerated insight. That's research speed. But I think I'm going to work on the cost efficiency. If there's research that is based on the materials. But I might have that one maxed as well. Hi, Nevy Never. How you doing tonight? I have not done augment ingenuity research. So getting the first tier on this one will be worthwhile. Let's see, what other ones have I not unlocked? Retaliation squad allocation. I think I want to do the efficiencies for research and building before I do I want to do those before I do the officer efficiencies up too high. So now my next target is probably going to be which is the one that has materials? Exile Providence. So this one here. That's going to decrease my materials that I need to use. And that puts us into Epic where we can't use any more Epic. So I'm going to go back to the resources, which is the augment ingenuity. I have the station one to do yet. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then the augment ingenuity for research. Got a couple levels to be able to do on that. No, I don't know exactly how many points is needed for the Ascendant event. But if I stop seeing the banners across the top, I'll know I've gotten far enough. Okay, so the augment ingenuity is into epic now. Too many. Yeah, I mean the Chronicles of Ascendant is kind of a heroic by design. And I've definitely put a lot of effort into making sure that I save a lot of the proper stuff for it. Okay, so the Exile Providence ship parts. Ship materials. Ship materials is epic. Ship parts is rare. There's Exile Providence, ship parts. And then Superior Reserve ship parts. Superior Reserves is specifically G6. Exile Providence is G5 and G6. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the Exile. Yeah, Exile Providence. Oh, that lagged. Okay, there it is. Okay, that's as many rares as I can get there. So now I have Augment Ingenuity ships. Augment Ingenuity ships is decreasing resources for ships. That's good. I'm going to be needing that sometime soon, hopefully. And then I have speed increase for research. Or I can do repairs. Or cruise. I'm going to do research speed. That puts us up into rare territory. Alright, I'm going to go back and take a peek at the Ascendant event and see how much we got left there. That's basically an entire milestone. That's crazy. That's really crazy. What other scoring mechanics do we have? Acquire Syndicate XP. Which I'll be able to get probably only about 1 million there. And then just the Wrath credits. And then the rest of it's all... Oh, wait. All post control cores, locust schematics, transition forge foundations. So recon locust and transition forge. I don't think either one of those buildings is ready. Because that's recon locust and that's transition forge. Ooh, that's close though. I don't have any more building pools for the recon locus. So no points there. Transigen, I don't think there's going to be any. No. So it's spending materials. Let's see. What am I going to be able to spend materials on? I don't think any of these specialty buildings really have material cost behind them. And I think pretty much everything needed to come up to 69. I took a lot of the buildings away. Yeah, it feels like there's a lot of points, a lot of points to be able to do. And they limited the specialty buildings significantly there. I wasn't prepared for that. I assumed that there was going to be a good portion of the specialty buildings. Yeah, there was at least 2 pages of specialty buildings because everything in this cluster here was scoreable, and then there might have been stuff over here. Well, and I hit my operations building today. I thought that was going to knock a big chunk of that out, but that didn't. And this takes common, so that's not going to score any points there. Working on getting 71, yeah. So it's uncommon and rare. Has to be on buildings. It might be worthwhile to see what prerequisites are to 71. All right, so let's do requirements. Because then I can look at buildings here. Oh, there aren't hardly any requirements. I've already got 70 booked. All they really need is the data cores. And I can't do the academy because I don't have the rare gas. But I can do 70 and do any of the interior buildings or anything. So like vaults and doing the titanium vault would be required for 72. So I can work on vaults and generators. That's taking common. Well, it's going to be all 7-star at that point. I need 70. 70's commons. That takes some uncommon. So that's 4.6 million points there. How many do I need? There's an update for the app. I need 37. Yeah, I did the updates earlier. $37 million there. That's 5. Oh, let's do expand all, hide done. I need to see what the par steel generators take. So the par steel vault gets 0 points. I'm gonna be able to do. What about the warehouse? I don't see the warehouse on there. Is that the cheat code? You don't have to actually do the warehouse. You can go straight to the vault. So the 6 buildings there, that's about 26, 27. Already got that. 0. Warehouse. Oh, you don't have to be sorry. I appreciate making sure. 0 points there. Okay. What about scrapyard? Because I'm guessing scrapyard's gonna be needing upgrading. That's rare, or I'm not gonna have enough of the rare. Refinery? Trying to find points for something like this is harder than I thought it would be. So I've spent basically all the rare that I have, so I'm trying to do it off of uncommon. What else do we got? So we could try to do some of these buildings. That requires R&D. That requires R&D. So at that point, it's probably just the generators and then the docks and guns. That only needs operations. That's also taking rare ore. Or no. Okay. That's taking rare gas. That's a good chunk of the points, though. Oh, I gotta spell that all the way out. Would dilithium generator be? Okay, that just takes uncommon ore, which I got a boatload of now. I don't think I'll have the speed ups to be able to do that, though. Might have to settle for an incomplete there. Dear Commanders, we have some updates we wanted to share with you. Update 84 compensation chest. We're working on a compensation chest for the issues that occurred during the Deep Space Nine Retribution ARC launch. More details will be shared tomorrow. We wanted to give players a heads up about scoring changes coming to some of the upcoming Ascendant events. Scoring items removed, so they're removing Mirror Universe Dust, Uncommon Artifacts, Protomatter, Europe Catalyst, Chaos Matter, Europe Catalyst. Taking out Vindicator parts for beryllium spheres. They're taking out a lot of stuff. Removing Sloan skill points. And adding in Outpost Strike Directive. Interesting. I was hoping when it said scoring update that they were going to decrease the milestone. Send out a compensation for people that weren't completed or whatever. So they're going to keep in the premium mirror dust. And then rare and mastery artifacts. and the prototype tech. They're taking out chaos matter and chaos tech. That's actually really surprising. So they're taking out the Vindicator, the Protector, the Eviscerator, the NX-01, the Monavine, Voyager, and the Cube. I don't think they should take out the Cube, because Cube's supposed to be a ship that lasts a long time. Like, I don't know if I would call that, like, end-of-life content, specifically. But limiting these events that much, if they're adding that much stuff to it, I could see removing older stuff if it's like a 1-to-1 replacement. But I think they're taking out way too much right now. Like, I understand not having X-Borg credits in here anymore. Like, I get that they're trying to make it to the relevant content. I mean, the old stuff does have to get cycled out at some point, but I'm not really certain that enough of the player base is done with the older content. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Because, I mean, I've still got upgrades to do on some of these buildings. But how much of that is me just holding back because I didn't want to spend Sigma speed-ups on it? The majority. Because I can take that to 69. I can take that to... Or no, that's not 69. I can take it to 67. I can take that to 68. That one to 64. DTI headquarters to 64. I mean, maybe it is that time of the game that stuff needs to be cycled out. 65. Yeah, I've been really holding back on the quarter of Q. I saw no reason to upgrade it. They're still trying to slow you down. I don't know if that's really... I don't know if that's really that much of a slowdown effect, though. I'm going to take that up to 69 because that's the building level I'm at. I mean, I think it's more along the lines that they're just trying to squeeze cash out of people. But I don't think there's a slowdown effect with that. If anything, it might be more of an acceleration thing to finish cycling out the old content. Shifting focus to the new stuff. Same in the one. It could be. I might be overly optimistic about things. I mean, I can still squeeze out. I don't even know how many of the uncommon wrath credits that I have. Is there an easy way to even be able to look at that? Yes, the trade down. I forgot about the trade down options. So I have 18,000 of those. I just wish there was a trade up functionality. So I can get into these ones now then. And get some of that officer efficiency done. Slow you down so you get frustrated and spend basic economics 101. I still don't think that's the slowdown effect though. All right, so that puts SLB. What about the SMS? I didn't even see the scoring come across for that one. I keep on seeing Nog there, and it doesn't click to me that that's the Ascendant event. So that clicked in a couple million extra. That gets me down to about 37. Which that would take about 7 building upgrades. And these are running... how long? 11 days. $66 times 20%. About 13 days worth. So about 53 days worth of speed ups. So about, we'll say 80 million lat for that. I think that's going to make me come up short. Because the generators themselves weren't the points, right? Or were they? Generators were the points. The vaults and warehouses were not the points. Yeah. Okay. See if there's any trade down merit. So I do have rare requirements. I'll need roughly 1,000 of the rare. I don't think I have any of the epic to actually trade down. No. Okay. So that's as far as that's going to push there. Gonna collect these. Rumble Reputation's coming along pretty decently for not putting in a lot of effort for it. And then let's get the cube sent out to start doing the augment exiles. I need to do a few runs up there. How's the outpost? 28. I don't think I'm gonna make it the full 72 rounds. Level 63. Yeah, I forgot too late to actually put in the upgrades to the outpost. I also haven't been doing the Borg ones yet. I've been doing Cardassians just for shits and giggles. The first couple that I did were all nodes. I realized very quickly that was a mistake. But yeah, I'm gonna probably switch over to doing the Borg ones. I just always assumed that they were gonna be under heavy pressure, so I never bothered to really look at them. I just figured they were gonna be stacked up with people the most. Because we've got a fairly active server. Alright, so we're all done with Augment Exile. I might push. I still might push some of the buildings there. I don't know if there's that big of an advantage. I've been able to complete up to this point, like, almost every single one of those Ascendant SMS events. But it looks like I'm still in a good position on the SLB, so it's probably fine to take a little bit of an L on the SMS. Because I wasn't planning on speeding up to 55 days. And I don't think the Ascendant event is lucrative enough to cause me to deviate from that. Man, I do miss being able to spend like the export credits on stuff like that though. I might have to quit being less stingy with some of that stuff. If it's getting cycled out of events, then it's carrying less value. But that's one of those tricky things. Is just because this month the Arc Runner didn't want to include some of those events or those currencies doesn't mean that next month they won't be too. Or like somebody else might decide that they're worth putting back in or something. More consistency with this game. Yeah, the consistency. There's definitely a lot of variability in like people's opinions and stuff when they actually run the content and make the content. I guess it's always been kind of advertised as like it's a single person that creates the events per month, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe that is kind of like somebody creates with the concept and multiple people work on it. I don't know. It sucks how much the events changed from last run to this run for what scoring mechanics are used. Like if I would have known that the like a bunch of the currencies would have been excluded from it that normally would have been in there, I might have saved some of my upgrade materials or some of my buildings to wait until this Ascendancy event. People were getting the Vengeance BPs too fast, they had to slow that down. Well, they've increased the opportunities to get them though too. I don't know if they've nerfed any of those events that they had in place that they've come out with here in the last month and a half or whatever. So like a lot of the stuff I've been doing has been saving the credits to not spend on these guys. But maybe some of those officers will be worth it now. I was getting them faster, now I basically have one way to get them other than paying now. Well, I mean, that's always going to be the most reliable way to get that stuff. But I mean, they had what, another kind of event style too. Because there was like a weekly event or something, and then they put it in the refinery for the outpost too. If you bother counting that, at least. Actually, I should look at the X-Borg favors to see if there's anything useful in there that I've been kind of hanging on to. So, like, kinetic storm and combat ferocity. Kinetic storm, so that's 50%. Combat ferocity. That's 20% critical damage. I can do both of those. Did that just score fucking points in the Chronicle of the Ascendant event? That did. What scoring mechanic? The research one, okay. I was thinking that it was something along those lines, but I had to make sure because I was like, there ain't no way they had that screwed up. Okay, so that is complete there. The rest of the stuff that we have is Galaxy Plundering. That's G4, G5, floor parts. Stupid, don't care. Monovine, don't care. Defense on... don't care. PvP mending. PvP mending wouldn't be a bad one. That's epic. I don't have the stuff for that anymore. What else do we have here? Combat strength, XP gained. Cost efficiency of grade 4 and 5. Cost efficiency, par steel trade, death. 4 and 5, 4 and 5, 4 and 5. So like the lucky miner stuff would be an okay one to do. Don't have the credits for that. NX01, I don't care. I can reach the top system. Opportunity chip boost. I always forget that that one's in there. I need to finish that one off at some point. Efficient recycling. 10%. Yeah. We'll save on those. Okay, so that's all the DT or all the Section 31 stuff. DTI. Yeah, it'd be kind of nice if they would have like just decreased the point value on some of that older stuff for a while until they cycled it out, let us know that it was happening. All right, capacitors. I don't need the research things. All right, Sigma speed ups. A 15-minute speed up. And another 15-minute speed up. Ooh, that's rough. That's rough RNG. All right, so I got a couple of good officer upgrades coming up here. So I'm just assuming that one of the Ascendant scoring metas is going to be based on officer XP or something like that. I can only hope so, at least. I don't know if they went into the details about that on the event calendar or not. Chronicle the Ascendant events. I feel like we'd normally get an actual listing of them. I also haven't looked at the patch notes. Mid-month patch notes, store navigation, frontier pass points button. Send you to the generic store page. Now it opens the event store tokens bundle directly. Okay. Peace Shield activate buttons. Remove the issue where tapping activate on a Peace Shield you did not own. Open the store without the correct item. Syndicate screen store button. There's a lot of store fixes. Player titles, double tab animation. Resolve the issue where opening player titles from the profile edit button caused the tab animation to play twice. Don't care. I don't know if I'll ever put one of those on. Sorting by rarity. Corrected the order so titles now display as common, uncommon. Did they do that with the avatars and frames? That's not the one I wanted to click on. Is that how this one's set up too? It did do that. I thought I remembered that one. I'd have been a little bit sad if they would have done the titles before they did the frames. All right, resolve the issue where Latinum spend confirmation, cutting being notification, gravitational blast notification appeared outside the skip pop-up section. Resolved issue where changing graphics quality did not stick after restarting the app. Crash when changing graphics quality. Outpost reward naming. Corrected reward names. Missing timer above fleet ships. Resolved issue where the outpost timer did not appear above fleet ships after starting. Non-participating ships showing orbit. That one's always been annoying. Only the outpost ship now shows the orbit state. Combat triangle icon. Resolved the issue where viewing via the outpost object viewer showed the outpost icon instead of the armada icon. Okay. I don't understand that one. Viewing via the outpost object viewer showed the outpost icon instead of the armada icon in the combat triangle. Is it supposed to show the armada icon? That sounds weird. Countdown speed up item shown early. An upcoming outpost speed up item appeared in inventories before the feature existed. Oh. So we're going to be able to speed up the outpost countdown. Outpost Control Center previously stated that both the outpost slot and fleet preset unlock at level 40. That the outpost slot unlocks at 40 and the fleet preset unlocks at level 67. Starting armadas and ASB during outpost prep. Resolve the issue with preparing the outpost counted against the armada limit. It's all annoying. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting fixes. Like, a lot of the stuff I don't even know are in the game, even. Officer name and ability cleanup. So, tech and Noggin hierarch. Max level up. Resolve the issue where the max level up button appeared active on officers currently assigned to a ship. I can see that as an easy one to miss. Smart speed up errors message. Smart speed ups went out of tokens. That's probably all related. Research and UI. Away team's research power alignment. Resolve the issue where 6-digit power changes on away team cards were misaligned. G7 critical damage floor. Resolve the issue where G7 hostile critical damage could drop below the intended floor. Ooh, I wonder if that's made some things harder. Platform stability. Redirect on third-party stores. iOS startup stability. Chips getting auto-recalled. I'm assuming that's specifically for the Veil. That was all the spot that I had heard about it, I guess. That was some pretty decent fixes, I guess, for a mid-month patch. Like, a lot of them weren't issues that I've encountered, so I didn't know about them. I don't think I've really even encountered that many issues this month. Like, nothing that hasn't been kind of persistent for several months and kind of like the weird laggy category. Like, I wouldn't expect them to necessarily know to fix. Or could just be related to like my device having an installation that just needs to have like the cache cleared on it or something. Because I get that on my Android device, it'll when I'm exiting the claim chests for the first time in the day, it'll usually lock up on the loading screen or just persist on the loading screen. It won't advance past it, and I just have to close the app out and open it back up. And then it seems to be perfectly fine for the rest of the time that I'm playing. But it doesn't happen persistently enough, I don't think, that I can track it to a particular sequence of events. It happens just enough that I feel like I can call it a trend. Okay, so I got through that. Retaliation chests, I'm really surprised with how infrequently those can pop up too. Let's see, artifacts. Ah, we're short on temporal artifacts. Or well, the hostile exchange. Silent hostiles. Man, I just went and stocked some of them up too. That does not last long at all. My ship gets stuck? No. The recruit's good, alliances. A lot of that stuff's gonna change. Territory. I still like to get the jellyfish blueprints. No, I only need to do Romulan. I should probably be continuing to get Enterprise A's. Looks like I have one to build. I didn't actually build that yet. Oh, I've got a Sanctus in the shipyard right now. After that pops out, I'll build another Enterprise A. Oh, that looks glitchy as all hell. I can't believe it actually attacked it. I had really figured that that was gonna be like a ghost thing, and it was just gonna stall out when it got to the destination. I don't trust the queue that much out in space, especially here in the augment space. It seems like, I don't know if the hostiles sit here long enough that they despawn and cause that thing to wonk out, or if it's just that the hostiles have a shorter lifespan. Let's see, what else do we got coming up this week? So tomorrow's the 12th. Nothing starts tomorrow. 13th, we've got faction defense. 13th and 14th, we'll have the faction defense, so doing the stronghold and attacking FKR enemies. That's the only other real new event. Everything else is going to be just like Ferengi Battle Pass and Ascendant events. So that's our biggest focus for the next little bit. That's going to be the Stronghold Siege. Defeating interceptors, explorers, and battleships. I wonder if that's a PvP mechanic. That must be a PvP event. I don't think they had any other kind of PvP events, and I feel like Tiger would throw one out there. Would that coincide with that would be on what day is that? Friday? That coincides with arenas. We lost the Kaskari on our outpost. And that's probably going to be my death, but we'll see. Yeah. So how long does Negvar need to hang out? 21 rounds. I don't think it's going to last 21 rounds. Maybe 5? Guess I can throw the Reliant out there too. I'm lost. Where is it? There it is. I'm not used to having that as an origin. Did I steal anything off of here? I did. All right, what other, do we have any other events that we need to do today? The Chaos Tech upgrade one. That might be worthy of doing some stuff. I know I need to relocate to Chaos Techs on some of my ships and stuff. So after that, that's probably a tomorrow activity. I can probably do that. Do that in the morning. I got my mission key. Or did I get the other one? Tomorrow. I forgot to get that on Tuesday last week. So I got that on Wednesday. I still have to do the missions. I'm probably gonna do like a quick YouTube video of just the missions. That's got forbidden tech upgrades. I need to shuffle around my forbidden techs too. I had shuffled a bunch of that stuff around during arenas and they ended up on ships where they didn't need to be and all sorts of problems with that. All right, so I was able to do that one. This ship upgrade SLB. It does have G5 as a scoring mechanic. Top 15 leaderboard. Let's see, so we need about 10 million points. That's a lot of ship parts. I don't know if I have any G5 ships that are needing parts upgrades right now. Oh, that's gonna take a lot of 200 parts, 97 parts. Yeah, that's not gonna be a viable scoring mechanic for that one. How did we get on splicers? $80,000. I need to go do a run of silence. I need to do that so I can do my artifact chest pull thing. This has been one of the hardest things to keep up with, the silent grind. It's so dull and boring. It's hard to remember to do sometimes. I think it's mainly because it's like not a primary mechanic. Like, it's not related to a refinery, and it's indirectly related to ships. Not related to a building. But it's also like one of the lower engagement activities, so it's actually kind of a nice loop in the long run. Yeah, normally loading up on the loot crew here, you can really just stack it up real fast. Like, I've used the Revenant a couple of times to come in here just because it has the higher cargo capacity. But it's almost as mindless as like MU grinding. I don't know if that actually squeezed it off. It must not have. Interesting weird little spots of lag have been happening today, I've noticed. Oh, we're done. All right, get this back to base. Yeah, I'm really interested to see what tomorrow's Ascendant event brings. They didn't lay out the actual Ascendant events themselves. I guess tomorrow we just assume that it's anomalous insight. Oh, they took out no. So what are we gonna have for scoring mechanics left in there? Premium mirror dust, the prototype tech, protomatter, and catalyst. Would there be anything else that would be in the anomalous insights one? Rare epic mastery artifacts. I wonder if any of the artifact, what is that stuff even called? Temporal remnants or anything like that would score? Or artifact remnants? It'd be interesting to see. Because if they're down to like 2 different scoring mechanics for that one too, I might join the majority and not be a fan of Ascendant anymore. I liked having a spot to be able to spend all the random crap. But if they remove all the random crap, then I don't know. There's not much left there then. I might get lucky enough to be able to get a little bit of points off of stuff next time. Just have to remember that the newest buildings are the only thing that score. That's where they hold you back a little bit, is when they try to get you into that save or spend mechanic. All right, well, it's getting late. I think I'm gonna call that a stream. Thank everybody for stopping by. Thank you for all the raiders that popped in with the new follows. I will be live again. I'll be live again tomorrow night, actually. We're gonna go ahead and raid out to Ultimate DJs.